Okay, so starting with one of my eyebrows done and one of them just chilling. I'm going to start with the cracks on my face to define where it's going to be a pumpkin and where it's going to just be my regular makeup. Sorry, part of this video is kind of blurry. It's because it kept defocusing every time I put my hand up, but I figured you can still see like kind of what I'm doing, so I just left it. Now I'm taking this orange face paint, which I ended up just mixing with my foundation, so it came out very smooth. Because at first when I just put the orange paint on, it was kind of like streaky. So yeah, that's a trick. You can just like mix it with your foundation and it'll come out more of like a smooth orange look. It just, the only thing is it might be a little bit less orange. You know what I mean? It might not be as bright, but you can always put orange eyeshadow on top of it to bring that back.
Girl, if it's only you can change my mind. I feel we're running out of time, so I run away with you. Girl, if it's only you.
So as you can see, when I mixed it with my foundation, it got a little bit more diluted and not as orange. So I just took this really bright orange eyeshadow and I just kind of set my whole face that was orange with that. Now I'm just taking the same black eye pencil that I did the cracks on my face with, and I'm just drawing a triangle on my eye, and then I'm going to draw on my nose. That's going to be, it's just, right now I'm just drawing the outline. I'm not filling anything in, just so I can see where everything's going to go, and I can make it as big as I want, like how much of my nose I want to cover, and then I'm going to start filling it in with the black face paint.
Only if it's you, yeah, I'm gonna run away with you. Only if it's you. We gon' hop up in that coupe, then we hit the cruise, yeah. Only hop up in that foreign, only when you know, yeah. I'm gonna run away with you. Only if it's you, yeah. I'm gonna run away with you. Only if it's you, yeah. I'm gonna run away with you. Only if it's you, yeah. We gon' hop up in the coupe, then we hit the cruise, yeah. Only hop up in that foreign, only when you know, yeah. I'm gonna run away with you. Only if it's you, yeah. I'm gonna run away with you. Only if it's you, yeah. I'm gonna run away with you. Only if it's you. We gon' hop up in that coupe, then we hit the cruise, yeah. Only hop up in that phone, only when they know, yeah. I'm gonna run away with you. Only if it's you, yeah.
Now I'm just taking a black liquid liner and I'm just going over the face paint to make it more of like a defined line. I'm going to do that on my nose and my triangle that I just drew. So I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did with my eyes and my nose on my mouth. This part can get a little tricky because you might not know exactly where you want the mouth to end and start and stuff. So I always recommend going over it with just like a light pencil first, and then you can fill it in with the black face paint and the eyeliner afterwards.
You in my dreams last night. That's right. I really want you by my side. By my side, babe. I want you by my side, baby.
Now I'm just going to go over my mouth, my nose, and the triangle with a black eyeshadow. The reason I'm doing all these steps is so that everything stays, because the paint is it's very wet looking, you know what I mean? Even when it's dry, it still looks pretty wet, so you want to make sure the eyeshadow like sets everything and makes everything matte.
You can't change my mind. I feel we're running I run away with you. Girl, if it's only you, only you can change my mind. I feel we're running out of time.
Now I'm just taking a brown liquid lipstick and I'm just putting it on like a really defined brush, and I'm just going to go down my face with lines to be like the lines of a pumpkin.
At a time, so I run away with you. Girl, if it's only you, only you can change my mind. Feel it running out of time, so I run away with you. Girl, if it's only you, whoa, 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 oh, no. They been sleeping on us, they been creeping on us, yeah, yeah. They gon' talk, they gon' hate, I don't even care now. We just gotta ride off. We just gotta ride off, yeah. I'm gonna run away with you, only if it's you, yeah. I'm gonna run away with you, only if it's you, yeah. I'm gonna run away with you, only if it's you.
Now I'm going to take this taupey color in the Morphe palette, and I'm just going to go over the lines I just did to make them not as defined, to make it more like a shadow instead of a direct line. And it's going to make it more realistic looking.
We gon' hop up in the coupe, then we hit the cruise, yeah. Only hop up in that foreign, only when they know, yeah. I'm gon' run away with you, only if it's you, yeah. I'm gon' run away with you, only if it's you, yeah. I'm gon' run away with you, only if it's you. We gon' hop up in that coupe, then we hit the cruise, yeah. Only hop up in that foreign, only.
Now I'm going to take this bright yellow color in the Morphe palette, and I'm just going to go over random places on my face that's orange, because it's also, this is something else that's going to make it look more realistic and more definition and stuff, and it's just going to give it, it's going to bring out the pumpkin side more. Now I'm just going to take some black shadow and go over the crooked, the cracked lines, and I'm only going to do it on the pumpkin side because it's just going to give it a little bit of a shadow and look more realistic again.
So I run away with you. Girl, if it's only you, only you can change my mind. I feel we running out of time. So I run away with you. Girl, if it's only you, only you can change my mind. Feel we running.
Now I'm just going to start on the other side of my face. I'm just going to use my regular foundation, and I'm going to put it all over. And then I'm going to use my normal foundation brush, and then after that I'm going to take a white goat hair brush, and I'm just going to go over the middle of my face, like where the crack meets the regular side of my face and then the pumpkin side, just in between, so it's not like seeping through to the other side. Now I'm going to extend the cracks so they actually look like they're creaking over to the other side, and I'm just kind of doing this randomly. I'm just going to make like little twig-like lines all over, and you know, this is where you can freestyle and do it however you want. So I did my other eye off camera, and I just did something random. I did like the orange theme, and then I also put a little bit of green eyeshadow underneath just to give it, like, you know, the stem of a pumpkin is green, so I kind of wanted to tie it together with the other side of my face. So yeah, that side you can freestyle and just be random as much as you want. And now I'm just going to take the same cracks and creaks that I did on the top of my face. I'm just going to bring them down my neck. I think when you do your neck along with your face, it just brings everything together, and it just doesn't look like, you know, face paint. It looks like a whole look. So yeah, that's all. You are finished with your crack pumpkin / jack-o'-lantern look for Halloween.